Next important ruler is Rudra Singha, 1696 till 1714 CE, was another important Ahom king. So he was another important Ahom king. He supported the compilation of Ahom chronicles. That means he ordered that, or he supported that whatever the different types of you can say scriptures, the values, the cultures which were practiced in the Ahom territory, it should be written in a book. He also fostered trade relation with Tibet and built the impressive city of Rangpur. So he also made a good trade relation with the Tibet area and built many impressive city which is known as city of Rangpur in Assam or Assam. Administration. The Ahoms followed a centralized system of administration. The Ahom kings were called Swarga Dios, Lord of the Heaven. So the Ahom kings, they were known as Swarga Dios. The meaning of Swarga Dios is Lord of the Heaven. Their kingdoms was divided into provinces. So the whole kingdom was divided into many provinces. Each province was kept under the control of a governor called Bharpakhams. So each provinces were under the control of a governor, and the name of the governor was Bharpakhans. An important element of the Ahom state was the system of providing labor known as the pack system. So what does the term pack system means? It is a system in which the Ahom state used to provide different types of labor to different areas in the Ahom, and that particular system is known as Pek system. Basically, every male member of the village between the age of 15 and 50 years who was not a noble, a priest, a high caste, or a slave had to adhere to this system of providing service to the kingdom. So it is believed that basically the members, that is the male member of the village, that is between the 15 to 50 years of age, who are not a noble person, not a priest, or not a high caste person or a slave, they were used as a labor, and they used to transfer from one place to another, and that particular system is known as pike system. Each village was expected to send a certain number of pikes who would work for the state on rotation basis. So it is believed that each village in the Ahom, they used to send a certain amount of pikes, that means a certain amount of labor from in the kingdom, so that they can exchange those labor on a rotation basis. In lieu of the service rendered, the Peks received 2 acres of land which was neither transferable or nor hereditary. So instead of you can say, if a person is sent in a Pek system, and the service which they are giving to the kingdom, the Pek used to receive 2 acres of land, okay, and that particular land is only belong to that particular person, which cannot be transferred to their family or not to their upcoming generation. Payag participated in the construction of public work or in military service. So the Payag, they were used as a labor, especially in the public work or in the military services. This system proved useful, particularly since the Ahom did not maintain a regular standing army. So this system was very useful because the Ahoms did not maintain any standing army. So these people were used in the public work or in the military service. The Payag were organized into unit called khels based upon the locality to which they belong. So the place which they belong, they were divided into different types of khels, and accordingly different types of works were prescribed. Next is relationship with the Mughals. What was the condition of the relation, or a relation between the Mughals and the Ahoms? The relationship between the Ahoms and the Mughals was always hostile, as the latter repeatedly attacked the former. So it was a kind of, you can say, enemy or a hatred situation, because every now and then the Mughals and the Ahoms, they used to attack each other. The Mughals desired to conquer and establish their control over Assam, but were unable to capture the kingdom. So the Mughals, they wanted to capture the whole Assam area, but they were not able because the Ahoms are very strong. In 1662 CE, the Mughals under Mir Jumla, Aurangzeb's general, attacked the Ahom kingdom, defeated them, and acquired immense riches comprising gold and silver coins, rice, gunpowder, guns, shield, and ships. So finally, in 1662, you can say a Muslim Mughals ruler named as Mir Jumla. He was a Aurangzeb's general. He attacked the Ahom kingdom, and finally the Ahom was defeated, and the whole area was under the Mughal Empire. And by conquering this area, the Mughals wealth reaches at peak, and because they have captured a huge amount of gold and silver coins, even rice, gunpowder, guns, shield and ships from the Ahom kingdom. However, the Mughals control over the region did not last long. So however, though they captured the Ahom kingdom, but it did not last long. Due to the heavy rainfall in the region, an epidemic broke out in the Mughal camp, which enabled the Ahom to regain power. So, due to the heavy rainfall in the Ahom region, an epidemic situation, that means the whole area was covered with a flood, water, and a flood like situation was occurred, due to which the Mughals were not able to come out from their camp, and by utilizing this situation, the Ahom grabbed the opportunity, and finally they regained their power in the Ahom territory. At the Battle of Sarai Ghat, that is in the year 1671 CE, the Mughals were defeated by the Ahom. So finally, the Mughals were defeated by the Ahom, and the name of the battle is the Battle of Sarai Ghat. Later, the kingdoms of Ahom come under the control of British in the 19th century. So once the Ahom recaptured their power from the Mughal Empire, later on in the 19th century, the Ahom again lose their territory, because now the British East India Company started capturing our India one by one.